Okay, so as so all total, it is In the Shadow of the White City, Season 1, Episode 4, If You Do Good. When we last left our troop, gathered through fate as they took care of their various errands, episodes, and foibles of fate, helping and assisting David divest himself of his job for the evening, which was assisting Itzhak, a member of the Blood Tsar of Chicago's retinue, make a delivery to Dwayne Mitchell, while Everett had a moment with the Dom of Dalton, Geneva, and Abner found the truism that no good deed goes unpunished. Kalia, finding some semblance of strength to get through her moments of depression at the loss of Iona due to the terrorist actions that took the Queen of Spades from Dalton, and was a catalyst for them declaring their independence from the Tower in general and Chicago specifically. Gathered together again for the evening near the intersections of 138th and Lincoln Highway, they look towards the Sickness building, a Sickness packaging and warehouse, to find it strangely enlivened at this hour of the evening. Guards patrolling parapets, and Everett aware that the sky above torn asunder with a maelstrom of spirits funneling into the building. The chilling fact of that, combined with the militaristic might on display, has piqued their interest as Cygnus sits just outside of the boundaries of Dalton, close enough to be a serious threat, far enough to, in polite society, make excuses for why they would not be beholden to the kindred, nor the police, nor any other individual involved with Dalton as a whole. And so we begin our episode with the realities of that real physical threat, being close enough to act quickly if they chose, and the need to investigate weighing heavily on our troop. So, in alphabetical order, Abner, you've seen similar structures. It is literally the very foundations of the war on terror. People with no oversight, having far more hardware and emotionality close enough to strike and cause all due harm. The last instance of this, the most glaring instance of this, being the Queen of Spades incident, fresh in everyone's mind. The many kindred and mortals lost due to whatever was the causation of it.
Oh, that's not good. Would I be able to guess that this is... Would this seem similar, if not identical, to one of the blacklight sites? Or no?
Similar in modus operandi, operating out of what should be a mundane facility, although this one is a little more glaringly obvious in most of what their operations would be, but it's definitely a similar modus operandi. Do a bad thing in a big way, quietly. And the last thing that would appeal to Abner is people, kindred, monsters, having those same resources operating openly.
I squint my eyes, look at the building, look at the group, look back at the building, watch as the person runs away from the truck, and then I look back at the building. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Everything about this just screams problem. I kind of want to break in, see what's going on. I do see the people with my heightened senses, which are still currently up, basically ready to snipe anyone that approaches that building.
Yep, they are definitively on a relative high alert. The sheer aggression of the bristling armaments and high-power rifles is enough to have that spidey sense of that you thought you left behind during your mortal days. Definitively badness, definitively very, very bad outcome if left unmolested, left unchecked.
We're in the woods, correct?
No, you're actually, if you look at the map, you'll see that you guys are on 138th and Highway 1.
1 second. Highway 38. Highway.
If you look off to the northeast from Highway 1 and, Lincoln Highway and 138th, you'll see sickness there, just past the church. That entire facility pretty much brimming with bad guys. And bad guys are people with guns who you don't know, with complete and full civil liberties to act on their own best conscience.
So there's definitively very little way to sneak in at this time without some kind of distraction, correct?
A distraction would be the easiest, yes. To the northeast of and to the east of the building, you notice that there are several private rail cars for making deliveries and such, which cut through almost every facet of Dalton. There's also a large unnamed warehouse, a little less than an eighth of a mile to the northeast. Right there in front of it, there's the St. Mary's Church, which has always been a beacon of hope, just like all of the other hundreds of churches throughout Dalton and Riverdale area. There are, across the street from where you are is a bus stop, which is loaded with people heading to their third shift jobs. It is literally a fairly open warehouse, but it's obstructed on the western side by the church, the other various little outbuildings, and the fact that the lot is, there's parking and various other smaller things to hide behind if that's your chosen path of attack. And while you're looking with your heightened senses as they are, not only are you able to see the snipers and armed men walking parapets about, there's a small patrol of security officers making their way through the lot in and around the building. It is a place that is heavily armed with people who have no official capacity anywhere except for that building.
I look to the group and say, we're not going to be able to break in tonight. Not easily. I say regroup.
I was just about to say, it looks like suicide to me.
Oh, it's very much suicide if we go in there unprepared. We have to think this through, if at all.
What about you, Finn? David?
It was his business. I have no idea what his leanings are now. Was he running because he didn't want to get caught?
Yeah, you
up ahead.
Yeah, you guys kind of skeezed him out, made him a little afraid of what may be happening, and so he thought it's best to vacate the premises, i.e. your truck and your company, and make his own way. Here, he's fairly sure of how to get back into the city and get back to what he needs to. So discretion being the only part of Valor he actually has any grip on. Everett, the physical aspects of the building, while not very glaring to you, they don't stand out any more than any other high security area or decently secured area. The thing that stands out to you is moments like this, situations like this, where the veil between this world and the next, they go in cycles. They work better in places where that spiritual essence, the mana of the other world, flows into this one, where there's a tear in the veil. Places such as that, filled with power, can be pointed towards any end, and it's usually something that has to be done in the moment, when certain things are aligned, when certain forces combine, when certain prerequisites are met, meaning that tonight, more than likely, is the only night such things may be happening. And whatever it is, if it reaches completion, the results are yours to deal with. Well, yours and James and whoever else may be aware of such things. But in reality, the chicken's coming home to roost is too late to try to stop the rooster from getting out.
I'll point to like the building and up to the sky and say, I'll just tell the group, I don't know how to deal with that. You don't get what I see. I don't know how to deal with this. We need somebody to deal with this. And I'm just saying this and this and this and not really explaining it because what I see is something that doesn't make sense to me, right? Because I have no history with this type of ailment. And I'm just kind of like going back and forth. I'm like, oh my God, what do? We could leave, but then whatever's at the building isn't something good at all.
You can scope this place out for over the next few days. See how any weak points, how well armed they really are.
I think that's the best plan for right now. What about you, Abner? You ready to leave?
Oh yeah, 100%. I also need to go get food anyway.
So what's the plan?
I'm planning on go hunting. Oh, you meant actually going in there. Oh, we're definitely gonna have to do research into what this place is.
There's some firepower.
Yeah, we're not busting in like that. That's suicide.
Yeah, we have to leave for right now.
Oh,
Alright,
100%.
then I'm supposed to.
All right, Dommie, how we doing?
We're good. Sorry about my tardiness, but I was in a conference call. Can you guys hear me okay?
You're a little staticky, and you're a fan.
Alright, give me a second. Let me work on that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the general consensus is that this will be a matter you all deal with at a later point.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I hear you, yes.
Okay.
We can hear you.
All right, much better. Whatever you did to silence the fan is definitely much better. Thank you. All right, so the general consensus is that this is a matter that needs to wait for another moment. With that consensus is in mind, you all prepare to wheel the truck around, take Lincoln Highway back towards Dalton proper. As you ease towards the corner, Kalia frowns, looking from one to the next, and Igzok running into the night screaming. And the fact that she's declared her strength, she is not very willing to silently accept. And there's a nod to herself. Something said under her breath in Chinese. And she leaps from the truck, chasing after Itzhak, heading toward the building. And as she leaps from the truck, heading toward the building, Dommie, you know that there are others such as yourself and such as what Ola once was, who have taken to making maneuvers throughout the city. They have been for years. They are as part and parcel of Dalton, Riverdale, and the south suburbs as the churches that appear roughly every half block. With that being the case, and with Ola no longer being in the land of the unliving due to what took place at the Queen of Spades, you've decided to find as many answers as you can. Being outside of your clan, outside of the family, outside of the church proper, there are very few resources available to you. One of those resources is Cygnus the Hongan. And you find yourself at Cygnus Packaging, well, at least heading there for the evening. As per usual, the few times Ola has stood against them and made speeches and gone to visit the areas as equally hostile, bristling with men with guns, being patrolled as if the place holds all the wealth in the world. And while I do have power and strength and a certain esoteric understanding of the darker things in the world, you are not willing to accept no for an answer. So are there any facts or facets or armaments that you are taking with yourself as you attempt to your onslaught?
Are you talking to the group storyteller or me?
You, which is the reason why I said Dommie.
I honestly missed that. I only heard you talking, but you were talking to the group. Alright, loadout is full. I am going to walk and go straight to them and actually ask Ola what's going on. No, I'm getting some drop package here. Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna drop off the network and then come back. So give me about 2 minutes, okay?
Okay. Alright, so as Kalia escapes from the truck, though escape is potentially a stronger definition of the word, she recklessly heads headlong, chasing behind Yitzhak. What are you guys deciding to do?
I'm gonna then enter the passenger side of the truck, and I'm just gonna wait for David to drive off.
Where to?
Well, honestly, someone with a shower and a change of clothes, and I kind of look down to myself because pretty bloody. So
I don't even have running water at my haven.
I guess I could come to my haven really quick. And
Sounds like a plan.
yeah, so I guess me, David, and Amno are just gonna be in the truck and heading down to my haven. Woo!
Okay.
I imagine it sounds like a giant library full of nerd stuff or a full-on sex dungeon. Hope it's the first.
No, okay, I have a library in my haven. So yes, you thought the library correct.
Okay, I just noticed that Abner has stepped away. Sorry about that. So, as you all are going to make your way away, it's a little early for a full 10. Let's take 5, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay,
Okay, how's that?
it's fine. We're taking a quick break right now.
Ah, thanks. Okay, thank you.
Alright, so, how many of us are back?
I have returned, but with a hat.
Welcome back. Hats are nice. Alright, so, the general consensus of the coterie is that they are, well, the general consensus of the troupe and this slowly forming coterie of Everett and David and Abner is that they're going to turn around and head back to Dalton proper. Kalia has escaped, leaped from the truck, pursuing Itzhak, the human dealer of some sort or another, as he heads off into the night, scared off by the clearly not normal people that David associates with. And while that's happening, and as things do, the situation is compiling. Dommie, you walk towards the main door of the warehouse, where you're stopped by the heavily armed guard. He's wearing a flak jacket that doesn't even have the ceramic plates installed. It's more for look and show and extra clips of ammo. What is it you're trying to say? How are you trying to gain entrance?
Okay, as far as I know, who should be inside this warehouse?
People with guns, and Cygnus is somewhere around here. Cygnus is the Hongun of this particular sect.
Okay. What do I know about Cygnus?
He is a man. He is kindred. He and Ola did not agree. Separating from your family, you separating from your clan, left you on the outside of a lot of gossip. As you remember Ola, you know that she didn't gossip much, and she didn't really speak on things that were not of immediate import, especially if they pertain to the family as a whole.
Okay. I asked the guy, is Cygnus in?
Who the fuck are you?
You can say that I'm one of his distant relatives.
Yeah, well, you ain't got no badge. You ain't getting past this door. Fuck off.
Okay.
And more feeling than actual sight, you see his gaze look over your shoulder as he reaches with his left up to his mobile, the mobile walkie-talkie that's a copy of the standard police mobile. And we got movement, and he starts to draw the very heavy sidearm.
Can I slide past him?
What do you mean slide past him? The door is behind him. He's cross-drawing the large sidearm on his hip.
Okay. But he's looking past me as far as I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. With my left hand, I'm going to grab his wrist, forcing it down. With my right elbow, I'm going to elbow him into the nose. Try to knock him unconscious.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a strength and brawl for me, please.
Okay, got it.
Actually, give me one quick sec. Just have to switch to a different cheat sheet here. Give me one quick second. And there we go. Alright. His nose erupts in a spray of blood and cartilage as he screams in a little more pain than he's probably experienced so quickly at the onset of his shift. The response as he screams as you shove him back into the door is, "What the fuck is going on out there?" from his mobile. And with him releasing his mobile as he falls back into the door, his nose busted open, is unfortunately a triggered alarm.
Okay, I am going to drag him in to the doorway and to the side, take his firearm, and then I am going to find a suitable place to slide into the darkest shadow and start slowly work my way in further until I can find my target.
Okay. As you push him and yourself through the door, the truck, the gathering of forces, the troop of our hearts. Abner, as Kayla takes off, what's your response as David begins to wheel the truck around to head back toward Dalton proper? Abner? Testing.
I can hear you.
Copy that.
Okay. Seems as if we lost Abner. Volume.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. My mic didn't work for a few seconds.
Okay. Technology, our friend and our bane. With Kaylee leaving from the truck, David wheeling the truck around, what's foremost on your thought? What is your particular bent of this situation?
I'm sorry, with the mic not working, neither did my headphones. I heard bits and pieces, but it wasn't wanting to work proper. I'm assuming they're starting to get... Sorry. Brain focused on weird noise. So I heard that they heard movement. They spotted one of us.
Kayla leaped from the truck and began running after Itzhak. David is beginning to turn the truck around. Everett, spryly and surprisingly deftly and dexterously, slides from the back of the truck in through the window to the passenger seat next to David. What is Abner's thought process? What is he attempting to do at this moment as David's wheeling the truck around? Kayla's heading off into the darkness.
God, why is everyone like almost to death? Okay. I want to attempt to subtly and sneakily get run over, moving as best I can to try to grab her and get her out of there.
All right. So
This
you go.
ended horribly.
So Abner goes as you begin wheeling the truck around. David, you see Abner leap from the truck, moving far quicker than you would expect someone as gruff and serious as he is, chasing after Kalia. And the moment he leaps from the truck and is roughly 15-20 feet from where she was, you hear the most annoying sounds ever. It is the equivalent of a tornado roar, except for it's coming specifically from the Cygnus building. Lights are going on, and there is no small bit of commotion as the men on the parapet on the upper portions of the building's roof begin flashing the lights and searching, and it is becoming a bee's nest.
I have to ask because the way you phrased that, is it overwhelming for someone with heightened senses?
It definitively is.
Let me look at something. Okay, wits and resolve. I need a new pair of shoes and belts. I just need a lot, actually.
Need and want. We have to decide which is which. All right. As that's happening, David, what is your response to klaxons sounding, tearing through the night, and the activity there at Cygnus erupting to a higher level?
I feel a lot of deja vu, honestly. Kelly running after someone, or running from someone, and we're now chased by SI. I just had to turn back around and try to grab Abner. He won't be able to outrun police cars on foot, whatever vehicles they drive.
No, he will not. Everett, as David wheels the truck towards Dalton, then back towards where Abner and Kalia are heading off into the darkness, what are you thinking? What are you deciding to do?
In my head, I'm like, we don't stick to plan. This is the biggest shitstorm I've been in. And I'll yell out the window, "Just stay cool and put her in the back of the truck." Hello.
I yell back, that was the plan!
Hurry up, you won't do anything to her.
Alright, so because of the frenetic pace of activity at Cygnus and their guards on the top of the building and the activity on the inside of the building as they seek to secure the perimeter, they are, to say the least, completely, totally overzealous. They are bullies because they are used to and accustomed to people immediately backing down with a show of aggression or a show of force, which is usually just them brandishing their weapons, fairly proudly using those dark brown uniforms as signs of impending doom. The fact that, as far as the men on the upper levels can tell, they are being breached. This has never happened before. What the absolute flying fuck is going on? And let's see how paranoid they are. Oh, that is far and away below the number necessary to remain calm and not do anything stupid. Unfortunately for them, people with guns doing something stupid usually results in... Let's give it a roll. What do the dice gods say?
Starting to regret not taking the other celerity ability.
Alright, so shots ring out in the night. And by shots, randomly spraying into what they see is a blur of movement as Kalia is moving from car to car as Izak is zigzagging, thinking that the bullets are coming for him, who takes to immediate activity as well. The truck, however, doesn't have that ability, so would you be so kind to roll your dexterity drive to account for your defensive actions, David and Everett? And Abner, would you be so kind to go ahead and, because you do technically have cover between the cars and the buildings and all of the things, the fact that they're spraying wildly, go ahead and roll your dexterity and dodge as well. Oh, dexterity and athletics, sorry. I said dodge.
Yeah, it's good. You gotta love
Offensive actions of the guards. David, you wheel as best as possible. You've never been under this sheer amount of mindless fire. They must be buying their bullets in bulk because they spray the parking area. A good portion of the street are hit with ricochets, and your truck takes significant spray as it is a moving vehicle, a fairly large target to hit. Unfortunately, the truck does not take it all. You and Everett are hit with a few shells. Luckily for you, they are only shells in the distance. And the fact that they've made it through the truck means that you will take that in half. So one halved is superficial at best. And while that's happening, Abner, you and your precious body, leaking vitae as the beast rears its head, are struck. And it does the opposite thing for you. It doesn't instill fear. It instills the very real fact that these stupid, ignorant, idiotic people, spraying as mindlessly as they are, could very well hit the mortals who are at the bus stop across the street. Those shots could travel upwards of half a mile easily, going through windows, people's apartments, people's homes, and they don't seem to care. Well,
change of fucking plans.
While inside, you have snuck into the building. You have Dommie, you have passed not one, not two, but 3 different cameras that are lined up to view the hallways. And outside, there's a spray and flutter of noise that you have not heard in over 30 years. It is a war zone outside. You hear the loud report of high-powered rifles and a few dumbasses who think that they can hit far distances with handguns. So, we will move in alphabetical order as everyone declares what they're going to do.
Are they only using handguns, or are they using semi-automatic rifles as well? Just from the report.
Just from the report, high-powered rifles and handguns. All right, so in alphabetical order, what are we doing?
Abner will attempt to neutralize at least one of these individuals. He can't have random people getting hit, as much as the player says otherwise.
Okay, so you move toward the building to scale it and get them to stop shooting mindlessly into the open. And while you're doing that, David, they ruined your baby, plus they hit you and Everett. What are you doing?
Well, we leave Abner to die. They'll find us. I guess it's a fight now. And we don't like it. What do you think, Everett? Turn the car around again?
I guess you're just gonna have to hit them, and hopefully the body just fly into the back of the truck. And I mean, I'm like looking down on my shoulder. I'm like looking down like the bullet holes. I'm like, this fucking bitch.
Okay.
Just hit them, and hopefully they fly into the back. If not, well, at least they're down.
Alright. Send gear forward.
Okay. Dommie.
Is there a way through the hallway avoiding the camera?
Best you can tell, if you cross another hallway, you're going to cross another camera. It is set up to literally just track movement through the warehouse. The few times you've actually been here with Ola, Sigmus's office is on the other side of the warehouse, closer to the... If you look at the map, you'll see that the building is pretty much laid out. 1 second here. It's a soft L, well, a short lowercase L, facing the wrong way. But down past where the central Sickness arrow is, you'll see a Kick Custom Products. That area is actually where Cygnus's office is. In that area, from where you entered off of 138th, is where his offices and HR would be. Also, is where his hidden shrine and temple is as well, where the certain ceremonies take place.
Alright. What would be the most what would be the best route to get there without getting touched by any of the cameras? Can I go through the office to avoid cameras?
Being invisible or making it to the outside and coming back, taking the long way back around. You're seeking to try to avoid as many cameras as possible.
Alright, then I'll double back out and around.
Alright, and Everett, you're complaining and bitching about your shoulder wound, which doesn't, it's a flesh wound, but it's still the fact that your clothes are even more ruined. You haven't been shot ever. What are your thoughts and actions?
If it was my way, I would just go find the guy that shot me and, put my hand up to his throat and dissolve his throat. But I don't have the pleasure of that right now. So, what I'm gonna do is hopefully David's gonna back up the call, and I'm just going to cover fire because I still have the shotgun, and I'm just gonna make it sound like we're firing back.
So you're gonna spray out the window to arrange a cover fire, or at least attract attention away from Abner, Kalia, Itzhak, and the other innocent humans in the area?
Yeah, I want to make it seem like, oh, we have guns too, kind of like, oh, okay. Hopefully they kind of duck away, but then again, they sound very paranoid and they sound very cocky, so I'm pretty sure that's just going to anger them, but Everett's pretty pissed, so he's going to do that either way.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Abner, strength and athletics as you scale the building, unless of course you have potence which allows you to leap, soaring leap.
Do what?
Do you have soaring leap?
I do not.
Okay. Do me a favor, go ahead and roll that strength and athletics. Give me 2 successes, and you are there in the blink of an eye with enough time to do something to the guard nearest you.
Oh boy, this is gonna be very unlikely, but whatever. Let's see how it works. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright, so you take to scaling the building. As you begin scaling the building, you realize that sheer metal doesn't have as much give or handholds as needed, but unfortunately for you, you don't have any firearms, so you need to close that distance. As you work towards that, Dave, would you go ahead and roll your dexterity and drive?
Were you talking to me, or?
I rolled.
Yep, I see it. Nicely done. Everett, would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll your shooting from the hip? Go ahead, roll dexterity and firearms for me. And Dommie, while you're sneaking out and back around, go ahead, roll your dexterity and stealth, as gunfire is erupting and you're just seeking a path out and around.
Got it.
Alright, so in situations like this, when several things are happening at once, gunfire, hails of death, anger drifting and wavering off of everyone's skin, Alright, so anyone with, unfortunately. So as you scale the building, one of the guards reaches over the side and fires down into where you are, unsure of whether he hit you or not truly caring. Unfortunately, Abner, for you, that is a very real facet. Just as you're reaching the crest of the roof, putting your hand over, an explosion of pain tears across your chest as the gentleman on the roof fires down into you. Dommie, you have made it out of the building and make it back toward the basic beginning of the building to make your way down and around. You see a truck barreling across the parking lot as a biracial Asiatic male is firing out of the side of the truck as it avoids nearly every shot that's coming in his direction, and he fires over your head as you hear a simultaneous cacophonous blast of a high power assault rifle from above and the shotgun from across the parking lot. You see one of the guards fall down, missing you by roughly a foot and a half.
Those successes were the damage I take, right? Just double checking.
Yes.
All right,
Did he
and
drop
it's from
the
a
rifle?
normal. it's from a normal gun, right?
Yes.
All right. Then it's halved. Okay, thank you. Just checking.
Did he drop the rifle?
He dropped his life and the handgun that he thought he was very cool in picking off targets from a distance. Above your head is a gentleman in... would you be so kind as describe yourself if you make it up and over the roof?
As I make myself up into the roof, I just look at the gunshot wound, sigh, and I'm like, you would have killed anyone else. God damn it. As I say that, I pull out a stake and immediately go to beat him over the head with it.
All right. Excellent. While you're preparing to do that, would you go ahead and describe yourself as Dommie is at the base of the building looking up as you make it over the roof?
You see a cloaked figure wearing what appears to be relatively simple civilian clothing. You notice that his forehead is currently bleeding, probably where he got shot or something, maybe. Or at least that's a good thought thing. As he rushes forward, you see him pull out what appears to be a wooden stake. Most likely something handcrafted. It may have been an old table leg at one point, but it's been sharpened to a point that it can be used to impale someone easily. He appears to be using it right now as a bat of sorts.
And with that image in your head, with the gentleman who thought that he could shoot long distances with a Browning high power, the truck, David, how does your truck look as it speeds across the parking lot?
Shaking to bits as the old rust bucket tries its best. Get where it needs to be. With a few new holes, not from rust.
And Everett, as you're hanging out and surprised that you actually hit someone and the guard fell from the building, what does Everett look like brandishing a shotgun out the side of this rust bucket POS truck that is managing to do the unthinkable? Is maneuvering and slaloming through the parking lot, avoiding the shells randomly firing in his direction.
Yeah, so he's hanging out by like the window and he looks pissed. Because one, he's bloody, and two, his clothes are ruined. Three, he's in a situation where he thought it wouldn't have happened. And four, I mean, he did kill somebody, or maybe not kill somebody, but he did shot somebody. That in his head, he's like, yeah, that motherfucker shot me. And of course, my hell, as the window, I look like a hot mess, more or less. But basically, my face is in a squall. I'm kind of smiling, but half like in a frown. So, like, you know, honestly, you just
maybe half a size bigger than my chest should be. So the shirt is extremely baggy, but it's hanging weird in certain places that I'm holding either a Browning high power or whatever handgun I just picked off the guy with, and my normal loadout.
Alright, so the scene unfolds thusly. Abner, roll your dexterity and melee to strike and cudgel the lone guard on the parapet, i.e. the roof of this particular portion of the building. David, in the dodging of the firearms, you have lost sight of Kalia. However, you did see Abner make it to the roof of the building. Same for you, Everett. You see Abner making it to the roof of the building and take care of the guard there, because the other one has somehow either slipped, been shot, or otherwise pushed off of the building. And the gentleman dressed all in black, who's armed with a pistol, has exited from around the building. With this activity happening, David, what is your particular destination? Are you going to try to make it to Abner? Are you going to continue to look for Kalia? What is your choice of paths?
With all this happening, Kalia has completely slipped my mind at this point. I'm just trying to think how we can get out of this firefight without losing any of us. Pop out of the car and try to go in the building, with a normal door, not scaling the walls.
Okay. And Everett, as you see David exiting the mall, getting to a stop, exiting the truck, what are you doing? Are you going to stick on his hip? Are you going to try to make it to Abner? Or are you going to try to make it to the gentleman who is stealthily and skulkily making his way around the building? Or are you going to go look for Kalia?
That's a good question. I'm still pretty pissed, so I'll probably head to the building looking for somebody to shoot. And in my head, I see a guy coming out with a handgun and some type of wheeled out, loadout. And I'm like, you know what? He looks like a guy who works for this place. Let me go shoot him. And I'm probably gonna head towards Dommie, who I don't know is Dommie. And just, I think it's a random person.
Okay. So, David, just standard awareness of you're trying to get into the building. Are you trying to enter the building to make it to the roof to get to Abner, or are you just trying to explore the building because you're here?
Oh no.
David stopped and he came back.
Or just crashed a little bit.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I do definitely dislike that aspect. Are you okay? Do you have a decent enough signal?
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi. I just the past 10 seconds I didn't hear anyone.
Okay. So when you make it to the building, are you going to try to look for a stairwell up? Are you attempting to meet up with Abner, or are you attempting to explore, put down anyone that could otherwise impede your escape?
I'm gonna try to look for ground floor combatants.
All right, sounds like a plan. That's very easy because they were tracking the motion that they saw on the video cameras and are heading toward the main entrance to get the person they think is responsible for all of these breaches. While that's happening, Everett, you are heading towards Dommie, who is making his way around the building, and on the roof, the crunch of wood against skull, sending someone into the land of slumber, is Abner's reward for being shot at near point blank range. What is your next action? What are you choosing to do? There are a few other gentlemen further along the roof making their way towards you, but it looks as if toward the door, which is halfway between where you are and where they are.
I pick up the individual by the neck, holding him like a shield, knowing that they're not hopefully knowing that they won't shoot their own comrade, and make my way over to the door while also healing my wounds using a rouse.
Alright. Sounds like a plan. Go ahead.
We all know my luck with rouse, so this is gonna end horrifically. Yep, that's what I thought.
So with a hunger of 4, your beast comes...
Actually 5. It's bad.
Okay.
So it's worse.
It is completely and totally worse. 3 successes is 3 health levels. Would you be so kind? Just bring up my cheat sheet here. I did not expect as such from Abner. I expected so much worse from us. All right, so that to go ahead and we're gonna settle it with a nice resolve and composure. You do get a bonus die. Give it a roll and let me know what your results are.
Okay. Let's see. Composure resolve +1 bonus die. This is going to end horrifically. Four successes. If it fails, it's a bestial failure.
You, through some miraculous twist of fate, through some tweak that there's an angel on your shoulder as you lift him by his throat, his blood pouring from the wound in his skull as you had met Wood with brain pan, does not cause you to lose control. Though your fangs are extended and the very real fact that there is blood there has your nose open. And it's the wrong sort of blood, but it still triggers that just a lick, just a taste, and you manage to hold on by the barest sliver of control. If there is any more blood in your immediate vicinity within your senses range, you will need to roll again, and each time thereafter, because you are at 5. If you are wounded or you take any more damage, your beast will take control, and it doesn't matter which source the blood or fatigue comes from. You know, a little nibble is all it takes to make things better.
Starting to think you should start eating one of the. Wait. Oh, the sensors are still going off. I can't see shit. Never mind.
And while that battle of wills with oneself is taking place on the roof inside Abner, as you make it through the door, you are greeted with 4 men rushing down the hall. You hear their feet before you see them. There's to your right a crumpled body of another gentleman dressed in the same livery as this security firm.
Was that sort of Abner or me? Sorry.
You, David.
There's a lot of guys to fight when it's just me. I think it's what David does best. Hit and run.
Okay. And what's your choice of tactics for hit and run? Are you going to immediately take flight, or are you going to charge them and then run, or how are you going to accomplish your end goal of putting them down and out of your concern?
I need to, if possible, take them one-on-one. Try to charge up, get one with my knife, back up, and see if I can pick them off in this warehouse.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead and roll your dexterity and melee as you rush forward, knife extended to embed it into flesh and dodge back. And while that roll is happening and David is engaging those security officers around the corner of the building, there is no stealth. You didn't state that there was going to be any stealth inherent. Everett's going to go after this clearly large male dressed all in black versus join David inside dealing with the guards dressed in dark browns. Dommie, would you be so kind as to go ahead and roll take a quick gander here. Everett, what's your dexterity and stealth? How many dots?
3.
All right. Dommie, go ahead and roll your wit and awareness. That's your target number. Just to be passively aware of the person falling into your shadow.
1 success. Actually, is the target number 3?
Yep.
2 success.
No, the target number, the number on the die is always 6. Your target is 3. Your target is 3 successes. Just passive.
1 success.
Aware. Okay. So, heading around the building, attempting to avoid the security cameras. Go ahead and roll your dexterity and larceny. Alright, as you're moving from shadow to shadow, avoiding the cameras, Everett, you watch this happening a few feet ahead of you as you're coming up on the gentleman to what?
I'm gonna take out his knee.
Okay.
So
you see a gentleman sneaking past and avoiding the cameras for this building, and your action is to take his knee.
yeah, he's pretty pissed. Anybody in front of him that looks suspicious, I'm gonna fire at them just because I'm super pissed.
Okay. Go ahead, give that a dexterity and firearms. Your target number is 3. As you slide past the most inobvious of cameras, because it is waist high and designed to catch anyone paying attention to the others up on the roof, Dommie, your leg goes flying up from underneath you, knocking you to the ground. It is not disconnected from the body, but literally you've been swept off your feet by a blast from a shotgun at relatively close range.
You motherfucker, you think you can shoot me?
Holden, how far away is he?
At this range about 10 feet.
Okay. I take the camera and impale him with it into the wall.
You broke up a little bit.
I take the camera, the actual camera, and gluing the stick to the phone, and I impale him into the wall with it.
Okay. Dexterity in the lead. Everett, the gentleman in black who you just shot is more than pissed, and there's a snarl of vampiric anger rushing in your direction. What are you going to attempt to do?
When he kind of hears the vampiric snarl, I'm like, wait a minute. But I mean, he's coming at me, so I'm gonna have to do something. So I'm gonna whack another slug in there and shoot him again.
All right. So unfortunately, tie goes to the person in action. You rack another slug into the chamber and hear a satisfying clunk clunk as your back is shoved nearly through the fabricated tin that is the wall of this warehouse, and you look down to see that the metallic pole that was holding the camera at waist height is now embedded through your left intestinal wall. You two are nose to nose, vampiric fang to vampiric fang. The shotgun pinned between the both of you, and it is clear that neither one of you are part of the security force. As that's happening inside, as that's happening outside, David, I didn't see your roll. There it is. Sorry about that. I just missed it. You rush forward in a blur of dedicated action to put this person down to engage the other three. Unfortunately for you, your beast had other intentions. As you slash forward, the knife flashing out like a trick of the light, and you dance back, you realize that your arc of attack, your slash, has caught two of the men in one single fell swoop. Both of them look down at their stomach as it slides open, and the scream that normally would issue from them is choked and gurgled because their intestines are being held in by their hands as they reach instinctively to hold it in place. Would you be so kind as to roll your resolve and composure?
Ooh, that was a good roll.
Your beast is silently applauding as you wreak and ruin these men's lives. They're not dead, but they will wish that they are, that they make it to those pearly gates, because there's nothing like seeing your insides on the outside to put the fear of death into oneself. For you, it's egging you on to bigger and better and more and more. Quick second. Does that bravery hold out? It unfortunately does not. The other two take off running in the opposite direction. They don't even try to drag their friends or associates. They just take off running. While on the roof, after you have your victim in hand, your meat shield, your body shield, you're the protector of your conscience, because his living breathingness, the fact that he's still warm and only mildly cognizant, somehow triggers a sense of protection in you, mainly for yourself, but it keeps your beast from immediately pouncing on him and draining him of everything that is him. The other men who are easing towards your direction, unfortunately, don't make it to the door in time. Now you have a choice. You can drag this body with you and use it as a body shield further as you make your way into the warehouse. Or...
Oh no, I leave him out. I leave him in the roof.
So tossing him aside, you make your way in. The door is much like most. There's a fire exit push from the inside, but there's also a latch that you can turn to lock it.
I lock the door behind me, and then I rush forward. At this point, my luck is going to be 50-50. Either I'm in an SI base, or I'm in a vampire base. Either or, there's probably food in here, and that's currently the main thing right now.
Making your way down the stairs, you are hit immediately with the scent of blood. Is over to your left. You see David rushing through the hall. Behind him are two slacked men who are trembling and shaking and trying to get a scream out, but they can't because the fact that their insides are leaking out of their outsides. Do you maintain your heightened senses?
My heightened senses were deactivated already.
Yes, but I wanted to make sure you didn't trigger them once you've made it back inside. So, as you see David rushing towards you, and David, as you see Abner coming down through a stairwell, what are your two reactions, your thoughts, your actions for now?
You see Abner just look really hungry as he says, "You may want to start running, mate."
If you fucking tried, you mean dry, I swear to God.
No, I'm saying I'm very fucking hungry, and if you're the only one in miles, you're probably gonna get hit if I go crazy.
Noted. I'm gonna try to hunt Everett. You go try to find another vampire to suck down from cannibal.
Oh, fuck you. I'm trying to keep us all alive.
I turn tail and change directions to wherever Everett is.
Okay. So, with the building being pretty much laid out as it is, concentric boxes moving and north, you head north down one hall, make a left, go, and pretty much making your way north through the building. As that is happening inside, snarling fang to fang, it is clear that neither of you two are working for or with Cygnus. What's going on with Dommie and Everett?
I'm just snarling at him and be like, "You aren't working for them? You didn't shoot me?"
If I was working for them, you'd be dead. Are you focused, or do I have to put you on your neck?
I want to see you try. But, I mean, everyone knows that, I mean, he's a kindred. He should knows the laws, and I'm probably going to relax and be like, "Can you put me down at least?" And I'm going to, like, kind of look at the metal I don't know, like, can you kind of, like, take me down at least?
Are you gonna shoot me again?
I won't shoot you again. I won't do anything.
I pull the pole out and throw it to the ground and continue on my way.
Yeah, I thought he was a human or somebody, but it looks like he's a kindred. So I'm just kind of gonna mind my own business because, kindreds do their own things, and that's how I kind of learn to not mess with other kindreds when they're doing something.
Both of you guys roll wits plus awareness for me, please, and add either your oblivion or blood sorcery to that roll.
You said wait and awareness, right?
Yes. All right, Dommie, here's the thing that you would know. As you pull the pole and drop it to the ground, the same way that your vitae didn't immediately go flying when bombarded with the shotgun, it seemed to be slightly sucked into the atmosphere. The vitae on the pole disappears the moment it hits the ground, as if something invisibly is drinking it. Everett, you notice that the shotgun should have torn through him, causing vitae to splatter even as a kindred, because that much damage that is instinctually, instantly, at that range should have caused more vitae to be on the ground. It's one of the few things that you got to worry about. Not that the shotgun or the bullets actually can kill you without it being a massive amount, but the fact that behind is left the vitae that if someone, notices it, a mage, changeling, any other kindred, there's certain things you can do with it. So you guys do your best to clean up behind yourselves as often as possible. Same thing with the pole that was suddenly inside you. The vitae on it is gone. you notice that the Vitae isn't so much as instantaneously disappeared as pulled skyward into that maelstrom of spiritual energy over the building. You know exactly what that is. That's the sign that there is some sacrifice going on inside the building. There's some magic of most nefarious means taking place that requires blood of nearly anything it can get its grubby little hands on.
I'll call out to Dommie and be like, are you one of those motherfuckers that could do rituals or something? Can you see that above?
Can I see it?
Yeah, can you see above? And I point to the sky.
If you are to use one of your disciplines, you know that you will be able to detect the spiritual, but right now what you feel is the coldness of the grave. You feel the tremulation of the air, the sort that would happen when you went to certain ceremonies when you and Ola were together at the beginning of your time as a kindred.
Yeah, I gotta go. I started moving towards his office a lot faster.
I'm kind of interested, so I'm gonna follow behind Dom.
Okay. So, with everyone moving at a very heightened pace, everyone moving north towards the center of the maelstrom, where the guards are lighter because even hired help shouldn't be made aware exactly how dark and potentially evil kindred are. As you all make it to the most northern extreme of the building, both inside and out, the pull of the supernatural is unmistakable. The hairs on your neck stand on end. Those who can see the spirit realm watch as mindless millions of souls are pulled into a desiccated kindred corpse. Standing over this corpse is a man in his mid-50s. He's got dark leather skin. His hair is literally as white as the first snowfall of the season. His fangs are extended, and around him in a ring are clearly newly embraced kindred, still feeding as he pulls these, well, those who can't see the spirits just see that the body is going through some conniptions. It is shaking and twitching, and it's slowly filling what looks like air for those who only see the physical. For those who see the spiritual, I can feel the spiritual. These souls are being pulled into the body with the blood and vitae that's in the air. What is everybody doing?
So quick question. So I can see this too as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, and do I need to make another frenzy because of the sight?
Because of the blood, yes.
Alright, I choose to ignore the frenzy roll and ride the wave.
Nicely done, David.
Well, there's one big evil-looking guy probably doing his magic craft. I'm gonna try to see if I can interrupt him with a knife to the face.
Yeah, Malie, but you see what's taking place. You see Sigil then creating zombies. He's effectively creating a zombified kindred. That's what it seems as if he's attempting to do. He's pulling the souls from across the veil into this one formerly dead, desiccated kindred body with the blood that's in the air, using the energy of the deaths of those newly risen kindred. What are you guys doing?
So Evan,
Yes.
pretty sure the Chantry taught him that those do rituals. However, it isn't blood sorcery. In this sense, it's more of a bring dead people, sacrifice, and raise people. They probably told him to watch out for these type of people, so that he's doing something evil and get ready for combat. I'm just gonna kind of look and kind of see what everybody else is doing.
You
But I'm
see
just gonna be prepared.
Abner is literally
knife.
Go all out.
You rush forward in a frenzy of just give me, fangs, beard, hands extended, fingers looking very claw-like just in shape, and the fact that you have every intention of rending as much flesh as possible. David, go ahead, roll your dexterity melee as you attempt to bury your knife as far into the person's face as possible.
Oh,
Or did you-
I already did actually.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, there we go. Everett, go ahead, roll Belial's Caress and give me a dexterity. And it's not really brawl, but we're going to go ahead and roll dexterity and brawl for you to spit at Cygnus with your intention to burn through the very soul of him.
Okay, so I got six successes with the critical for that. I'll do the dexterity and brawling now.
And I don't have the cheat sheet up for Ashes to Ashes, but you go ahead and roll. Do you have that open, Dommie?
I do. I'm looking it up now. It is just a rouse check.
All right, go ahead, give me that rouse check.
Alright, so it's going to take a couple of actions for the body to decompose and die.
Yeah. As you open your veins and you hear drill sergeant's voice screaming in your ear, telling you that instead of wasting blood, you should be obtaining blood. This is what takes place in this small, close dance with death that is a frenzy of action and tension and the favor of the gods inherent. Sickness catches on that there's action and activity of people kindred that should not be here. His eyes go white as he forces himself to split focus between the spell that he's uttering and everything seeming to slow down enough for him to make eye contact with the monstrous beast that is Abner, his third eye wide and bloodshot as he clamps down on Cygnus as the knife just misses his left cheek, burying itself in Cygnus's face, and followed quickly on by the splatter of the most viscous, disgustingly pinkish red spittle flying from Everett's lips. And as much as you all cause him, the scream that you hear tearing from him has nothing to do with his own physical pain. The body that he's pushing these spirits into, demanding a resurrection of sorts, begins to smoke as Dommie is standing over it, vitae dripping from his wrist, eating its way through the corpse. And
Was I able to get any hunger reduced or?
the mechanics behind your attempting to drain Cygnus of all life, while David attempts to bury his knife through the very soul of the man, and Everett attempts to make sure that he has the most ignoble death possible. How can you die from being spat upon? And while you all seek the physical end of Cygnus, Dommie attempts to kill his dreams, his hopes, all that he has worked towards. One quick second. This road there. But you're able to resist all of the sheer fright of everything happening around them. They are not And as you all kill the master, kill the Hungan of this particular sect, this head dies in a torrent of pain, both physically and spiritually. The fledglings take flight. They run screaming, realizing that the wrong that they've done and causing the deaths they have, and the eventuality of their end as you all savagely take from them the person who took their lives and taught them this way. Abner, your hunger is too. David, your knife begins to sizzle and melt. Everett, with your senses still attuned to the spiritual, you watch as the torrent of souls begins ramping up. The spinning vertices of this torrent of souls begins to quicken, and the spiritual air of the not just to the body that's disintegrating, but spewing out as if it's a noxious, toxic cloud. The souls, the spirits summoned, seeking to hide, i.e., people to hide in. And as the vampire in Abner's hands begins to turn to dust, matching the same decomposition of the body where the souls are being channeled, what do you all decide to do?
I'm still in a frenzy. If the vampire I drained dry is no longer there, I have to eat someone.
Your hunger is too. You don't have to worry about your frenzy.
Actually, the frenzy ends when I'm hunger 1 or below.
So what are you choosing to do?
There's one of the new bloods currently in this room, right?
Yes, fleeing.
I rush over and try to grab the nearest one.
You owe me a knife, Everett. Freaking melted it.
I'm by the door, so can I grab one of them? Kind of like hold them still? Not hold them, but kind of like stop them somehow. Either by like smacking the forehead and hopefully they kind of go down, like, you know, put my foot out and have them trip.
Yes. Abner, strength and brawl.
One success. Damn it.
Everett, dexterity and brawl.
So I guess I tackle someone.
David, you watch the horror happen. The vampire beneath Abner disappears and slowly melting into dust and being vaporized right before your eyes. You've seen vampires die, but most of the kindred that you watched become deceased were young enough where they left corpses. You watch also as the desiccated corpse that he was using this energy or whatever the hell he was doing becomes dust, and Dommie is standing there with a leaking vitae from his wrist. You watch as Abner begins sprinting across the room towards an escaping fledgling. Everett reaches out his leg to trip the fledgling. The fledgling does a combat roll past Everett and begins taking off. Unfortunately, the combination of these two things places Abner and Everett within inches of each other. Abner's fangs bared, Everett attempting to not be there.
So the immediate target was the thing that I could take down. I think after the initial target dies, though, it just does whatever. So I'm the storyteller at this point.
Well, we will leave that final arbitration to your troop mates. With this crash inevitable, is there anything that either Dommie or David will do or attempt to do to stop it from happening? You all have seen ravenous kindred. They attack and bleed whatever they can near at hand.
Adder's a lot of stakes on him, right? Any laying around here?
He has exactly 3 stakes on him at all times. At least.
You got anything, Dommie, that can stop him? Hold him down for while he rides out the beast?
I could kill him.
I don't think that will help very much.
I can put him in torpor.
Oh, no. I guess we'll try to help get Abner on the ground. He's not killing Everett.
Alright, strengthen Brock.
I'm probably not regret rolling this if my poll's so low.
Alright. Everybody's active, technically. Unfortunately, we're going to give you a bonus for sneak attack because you're behind them, kind of, sort of. Dommie, you watch as this happens. Everett, you realize that you are inches from having fangs and experiencing the kiss from the wrong side of the line. And as this is happening, David is forcing you to the ground. Lose 1 die and roll a resolve and composure, Abner, to see if you can summon your conscience back to yourself. While that's happening, Kalia, there's been the comedy of errors. You have declared yourself strong enough to hold your ground, to be a kindred in good standing, to be all of the things that Iona set out to make you or help you become. In doing so, when this evening spiraled the way that it did, and you met up with the troupe that you offered hospitality to, Exoc takes off running. You take off behind him. Gunshots erupt from the tower, the building over there, and as you duck, dip, dodge, and evade the gunfire, hell breaks loose. You hear the animals, the dogs, the cats, the birds, the rats in the immediate vicinity going absolutely berserk as if they sense a coming storm or are caught in a coming storm. Izak manages to evade you, and there are guards hustling all about the warehouse. What are you choosing to do?
If you talk into here,
Mute on.
I don't think they are talking. Maybe.
Nope, I agree. Not talking.
I saw both of them light up green. Is a thing.
Okay. We'll talk to up to technical difficulties, and while that is being rectified, we'll turn our attention back to Abner. This you in place. The draw of blood is considerably less, and the laughing in your ears is far too subtle for you to be greatly annoyed by it.
Calm down, man.
Get off me now.
Before David goes, can I go up to Abner and bitch slap him really quick?
Sure, if you want to die.
I'm not helping you if
He almost killed. No, he almost killed me. So I think I'd be like,
You much offended if he had been successful in sinking those fangs, but realistically, based on distance and time, there was nothing you could have done to stop it from happening. What did stop that from happening is the person who's holding him still. David saved your life, realistically. As mad, frenzied as Abner was, there's no guarantee that once his fangs embedded in you that he would have been able to stop.
Well, I could do it later.
I look at David again and say, "Get off me."
All right, sorry.
You okay, lover boy?
Call me that again and I'll stake you immediately.
Yeah. I'm
So,
like,
I don't know if my car is operational anymore. We call an Uber.
So I saw evil. I saw someone using the most monstrous thing I ever saw, and then lost consciousness for a few seconds there. What'd I miss?
you almost ate me, you dick.
That's
Good thing I stopped then. Please
It
tell
wasn't
me we. Please
Out
tell
in the night, then you see crap like this.
what happened.
It's hard to wrap your head around.
Oh, I
was-
know.
I blacked out.
Tim, I don't know if the rumors are truth about the cousins or stuff, but
I pull out a
kept-
stake right fast and look like I'm about to get ready to stake if needed. Do I need to?
I left him alive. You killed the person I was coming for. You killed the person I was coming for, so now I have to go and do more research. I have no interest in hurting any of you right now.
I don't like this one. I really don't. I kind of just want to stake them and leave them to the sun. Thoughts?
he's
He helped us. He destroyed that body. We don't know what would happen if that body got up. Him Godzilla or some crap.
I
It
mean,
would have killed most of the people in Dalton.
that.
I'm sorry, what?
but- Yeah, from what I could tell, a lot of dead souls and blood and vitae were going towards that body, and it looks like one of those necromancers. And I had like a very nasty face on my face.
I look at my third eye, which is currently visible after my bandages got ripped up.
Yeah, I'm like, one
I'm
of those-
sorry, please repeat.
Listen, you know about me, right? With my clan and my
I am
powers.
fully aware of your unnatural magic. Now repeat what you said about the necromancer?
There's another clan called the Clan of Death, or the Clan of Hectors, that deals with death. Literally, it's in the name, death. Clan of Death. My clan deals with blood, and I kind of pointed Dommie. His clan deals with sex and zombies and all the stuff that I've read or I know about, but all I know is whatever that thing was, and I kind of point to like the body, was not good.
Thought this trap is only in movie.
I look at the body, or where the body was. I look at Dommie, back at the body, back at him, and immediately say, "You're part of that clan."
Yes and no.
Expand.
They have a lot of things that they've told me that I'm not sure I believe yet. So yes and no.
What's next? Hellraiser also real?
Maybe.
Wait, repeat yourself. What did you ask?
What's next? Is Hellraiser also real? Freaking Evil Dead walking around.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
you can
Hell,
definitely
what?
raise zombies.
I have
That's not a
no
problem.
idea what you're talking about. Abner said, looking at you like you're crazy.
I don't know. I didn't actually watch the movie when I was younger. I was too scared. There was a guy with like creepy nails in his head. To torture people and bring them to like a
That
hell.
was a kindred we kidnapped. Not the point.
Yes, we can raise zombies. Yes, we can do necromancy and stuff. But
Quick question, right fast, before I decide to stake you.
mm,
Do you do that?
not unless I have to.
Good. You're a necessary evil. We're keeping you as a pet.
Can you raise us? Our kind of dead?
No, I mean more like Resident Evil.
That is... Okay, you're talking to an old man here. What in the hell are you talking about?
I know Resident Evil. I know Resident Evil. I know what it is.
And Kalia, and literally Kalia is standing there wherever it was in the doorway in the window area, is standing there saying she understands Resident Evil.
Everyone's like looking at you like his hand outwards, like, where have you been? We did this for you, Kalia. We did this for you.
I blacked out a
Character
lot.
makes
How...
sense to what happened?
Are you like a black cat gangrel? It seems like just you appear only when the worst stuff happens.
I don't know. But then again, a lot of bad stuff seems to happen around me, so maybe?
Alright, Abner says, okay, enough. You, he points to Dommie. You, we are going to work together. Your knowledge about this ungodly abomination shit is going to help me figure out how to put a stop to it. You, I point to Kalia, need to stop running all over the place. It literally forced us into this situation.
Sorry.
You, I point to Everett, grow a pair and get over the fact that I almost ate you.
Yeah, and you'll get nice too.
Why'd you almost eat him?
That was $75.
And you, I point to David. Here. And then I give him literally 100 I have in my pocket. This is all I have. Here you go.
I'll say to Abno, still, I don't mind that you eating me. It's just that if you did eat me, I would have had to pour my acidic vitae into your mouth, and that might have killed you. Maybe. I don't know about you, but
It would have hurt, but it wouldn't have killed me.
It's in a very nice situation either way. It's glad
Actually don't know, actually.
with enough blood, it could kill you easily.
Maybe.
You have acid blood?
And as you all are there discussing,
I think I'm gonna leave before the hounds get here. I don't
As-
know. We can do this somewhere else.
as you
we're
all
definitely doing that.
as you all are decompressing and Dommie suggests moving elsewhere, a very pertinent fact plays out in your head, dawning like an electric current, moving from one person to the next. While yes, you are technically outside of the borders of Dalton and Riverdale, technically, you all did make it here in enough time to stop whatever he was doing, whatever sickness was doing. But in the doing so, you all did watch as 5 ravenous fledglings fled the building.
I was out of it. I don't know about that.
Those fledglings, without guidance, without being potentially staked, you know how much damage a single kindred can do when hungry.
So, what are we gonna do? I say, unaware of that fact, because I frenzied immediately after seeing the abominations.
Well, we have 6 macerations walking around that need to be either corralled or killed.
I'm sorry, please repeat yourself. I feel like you just said... What did you say? I just need to make sure I heard you correctly.
We have ravenous, newly born vampires ready to break the masquerade and attack random bystanders.
You see his eye just look like motherfuck as his other 2 normal-looking eyes actually look wide and surprised like, man, you didn't tell me this earlier, why? As I begin to bolt, putting bandage on my 3rd eye, immediately going, we need to get them in now.
Looks like we're going vampire hunt.
Vampire hunters away!
Everyone grab a wooden stake. It's literally as easy as finding a leg on a table leg. Literally just rip that off. It's that easy.
Oh, yay!
Alright. I found enough I could whittle some of these down, but someone melted it.
Was that me? Or was that somebody else? And kind of like look away. Because I'm not sure if like my blood did that or like the other guy's
You have
blood.
5 minutes to start helping me, or I'm going to come back and stake you all before I do my job.
Well, while you guys handle that, I got to go kill some fletching. I'll see you guys later. I'll start walking towards. Running
People
towards
in
the
the room for me to break the legs off of.
I guess I'll go after Dommie since we have the same plan. I'll be like, okay, Dommie, you just stay there and I'll walk with you.
Just take the dole, table leg, and go.
Alright, so because of the very realistically out of it manner of the fleshlings who are fleeing out of the building and towards Dalton and towards Riverdale and towards the Calumet River, which is not too far away from where you currently are, would everyone make a hunting roll for me?
What stats to use for hunting then?
Hunting is used depending on your predator type. Specify which type we're hunting as. Because if we're hunting alley cat, that's going to be easy for... Well, that's going to be... Actually, might be difficult for me.
So how are you going about hunting down these fleshlings? You can use your personal hunting variety, or you can use wits plus survival.
Mine doesn't. My hunting strategy doesn't have an associated dice pool. Curse you, blood leech.
Yeah, I'm gonna look mine up really quick because I'm not sure about mine.
The fact that I know that I don't have any associated dice is hilarious.
Sing Queen is manipulation and persuasion. You use social cues to hunt Everett.
I know mine's stealth worth breaking. What's the other one? Dexterity?
What are you? Your hunting type?
I'm Sandman.
Oh, okay. So you just break in and...
Wait a second.
I would look.
I just realized
would
something.
look.
I just realized I have stealth against Kindred. That's my speciality.
That's against stealth, by the way.
Oh, I'm just gonna do this. I forgot I had this. This is hilarious.
I got 3 dice. I'll do 6 sections.
If you're your specialty, you get 1 bonus die, right?
Correct. That is what it is.
I have alley cat. It's either brawling or intimidation.
Alley cat is strength plus
Strength
brawl.
plus brawl.
What is it?
Strength plus brawl.
4 successes! And I cannot re-roll any of the failures. Curses.
I don't get this box.
And Kalia, go ahead, roll wits.
Wits and what now?
Survival. Or are you hunting with anyone else? Because then you can just, roll a die to assist.
All right, I got it. Right this time.
I had the wrong sheet.
These kindreds are like fledgling, like they're like literally fresh out the boat. Like white.
Yes, they are literally fresh out the grave.
Yay, that's fun.
Out of character, I kind of feel sorry for them. In character, Abner has no mercy.
Yeah.
Kalia, wits plus survival. The mechanic to roll is exclamation, lowercase v, your total die pool, and then your hunger. Well, the space, your die pool, space, your hunger, which should be 1 right now. Oh wow, you guys are absolute 100% monstrous at hunting down these fledglings who run screaming into the night. Their humanity only enough to trigger either flight and or fight, and but their fear responses predominantly fear and feeding, fear and feeding, fear and feeding. Over the course of the next 40 minutes, as they run screaming with no exhaustion apparent, and becoming terrors of those few people they run across. To give you an idea as to what happens, those who have the lower successes, you catch your particular victims mid-feeding. They have caught victims, be it animals, human, the combination of the two. One has a pile of rodent bodies stacked atop their human victim. Another has several dogs that they've kidnapped and stolen from people's backyards. And Abner and David with the higher. Yep, four. Yep. So with such high successes, or higher successes, you catch your particular fledglings just as they are closing in on their prey. It's literally like catching a mountain lion as it's easing through the trees to pounce on its meal at the moment.
Can I just while I'm behind one of them, I just poke it with a stick, tap it like hello, and then run it through as it goes like what?
I would just like to. I probably can't hear me, but tell the player I know what it's like to be like this. I'll try to help them best I can.
Dommie, any words of advice? Any words of advice you're offering your kindred, or are once they are staked in front of you, are you seeking to do anything else?
No, I'm just gonna stake mine and kind of drag him towards where we're going back to regroup. So, my character is like, well, bang, and like, the shake goes to his heart. I kind of, drag him by like the collar, and I'm like, drag him on the floor.
Kalia?
I'm not the asshole in this situation. I say dragging mine.
Kalia, a few weeks ago, this would have been you. If not for Iona helping you, this very well could have been you. Your sire, your creator, didn't care enough to do much more than prey upon you. Iona's kindness is the reason why you are alive, to help the city, to help this troop of kindred, to stop this particular kindred that you've caught. from becoming more monstrous, more mindless. Accidental killing someone else is something that is very hard to live down. Dommie.
This definitely caused me a few weeks ago.
So, what do you guys want to do with these animated corpses?
We need to.
I say dragging
Can we
mine.
sign up for
Alright, we're
Scarecrow?
burning them.
Wait, don't burn all of them. At least have one or two so we could, interrogate them.
I want to try to teach this one and send it on its way.
We need to get rid of the monsters before they become a problem.
Can we
Not
sign
if-
up for
This one didn't ask for this.
We could cut off the legs and arms and legs, and they can't move.
I don't know. Why you guys being so cruel?
Why don't we just bury them up to their heads and let the sun deal with it?
Okay,
He's-
I thought I was a monster this way. I literally kidnapped our kind. But Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
We need information, and since the head honcho is dead, these are the best meat bags that can give us somewhat of information.
I
I
agree with
think-
Edward, but I'm not saying part of the discussion.
Not to be that guy, but there's only 5 bodies there. There were 6 that ran out the door.
Alright.
There's-
Son of a bitch.
I'll
You
try
said
to run
what?
back, find it.
David, you were a high school star before death. However, the realistic factor of operating solely off of base instinct and having a 40-minute head start puts your chances at nil and less than.
I look at him and say, don't bother, he's gone. I'll have to hunt him down during the rest of the week.
I'm gonna try.
Well, you
Yeah.
guys deal with that. I got that thing to do. I'll start heading towards my hill.
Oh. No. I grab him very fast and say, you're helping out, and we'll help you out with your thing, as long as it isn't monstrous.
We're
Was
in
this
this
age
together.
appropriate?
I'll look to Dommie and I'll say, we're in this together now, whether you like it or not.
I don't know you guys. I don't even know your names.
I know you don't know us, but let me put it into a simple term you'll understand. I pull out a stake and immediately point it at his heart. Either you help us, or I stake you and leave you in my house to use as a fountain.
I'm gonna say
And you
this
found
as
me.
nicely as is possible. You put a stake on me one more again, you won't see the sun. Period. Or the moon.
I only met these guys about a week ago. Allies, you can't be too picky when in this city. Everyone wants to kill you. If you find someone you can trust, stick with them.
I'm willing to help you guys out, but do anyone happen to know the name G Salt?
That sounds like a white trash rapper name.
It really does. Out of character, would he be someone on my list?
There's no G Salt. There's not a
There-
there's not a singular entity known as G Salt.
He's not on the SI's list, so I don't know him.
I've never heard of him.
Sounds like a Nasu Nasuatu if I had to take it my guess.
Well, he robbed me for a tone that was really important. It led me here to this guy. And then you murdered him before I got a chance to ask him who he was so I can kill him myself. And I was going to take my time and enjoy it.
So we have 5 of them right now, so we could take our time and enjoy ourselves with these 5, and I kind of point, like I'll kick one of them. They have info. We could still get the info.
Yeah, we're not bringing these guys to my haven. I can only carry one. I can only discreetly put one in there at a time. So we need a better place to hide these bodies so that we can interrogate them one at a time.
We just
I
need
have my
one.
storage unit. It's pretty roomy.
Oh, David. Sounds like a plan.
All right. I'll
As
take
long
one.
as promised, that will give these fledglings a chance to live, not just burn them and they're not useful anymore.
I'm not that monstrous.
After
Okay, let me rephrase that. I won't kill them immediately.
Say that to the poor Trump up there.
I started looking for Signa's feathers. I started looking for his feathers. I might need to talk to him later.
Well, unfortunately, as a kindred, he wouldn't have a fetter. He would have been the fetter for the souls that he's taken violently or otherwise robbed them of their continued existence. And it is clear from what you see around, if you would be so kind as to go ahead and roll your wits and occult. And Kalia, having listened to this conversation, having been in a situation as those fledglings without the help that you received, what's going through? We already know where David is because he's been in a similar situation and doesn't want this to happen to them, to be to the service of death. But this is very much a Vive. This is very much a spiral that has been walked. There's very much a worship of the very forces of death, of oblivion itself, specifically your variety. A bastardized, inverted version. Dommie.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was looking for a way to communicate with him later.
Communicating with him as a kindred. Remember, he's the fetter for other souls, so tracking those souls can get you some of the information he has, and that's what the information on the floor pretty much show you. Kaylee, you were saying?
I heard something in verse something.
Yes, that's what Dommie and, well, you don't know him as Dommie. He hasn't introduced himself as such, but the gentleman dressed in black who has a far too calm aura of someone who just threatened others' lives. Him and Abner clearly have clarity and militaristically training themselves, and yet there's still that strange witchy air that Everett has about him as well. Him and Everett are looking at the chalk marks and salt lines and blood trails across the floor as if there's someone who's reading an atlas. And no, go on. You're saying?
Just ask a dumb question, sir, but are you a wizard?
Abner slaps his third eye for a second, which is hiding under bandages as I go, ow!
Which one, Kalia?
The person in black.
Not really, no. More like a priestess, or a priest, or maybe a shaman. Not really a wizard.
Everett will kind of raise his hands up, like, I am kind of a witch. If you want to technically be accurate, I kind of deal with magic.
Oh, Hutch, you're a warlock.
Hey, I'll take that.
David, while everyone's speaking, go ahead and roll your intelligence and larceny.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a fantastic roll.
What was that, Kelly?
Can't roll 100 if your dice pulls 1.
Is Vampire Hogwarts a thing, sir?
If you want to go to one of the houses,
Total failure.
no, they will probably want to stake you because you dare go onto the ground. So I'm just gonna say no. Yeah, please don't ever say a chantry is a house, please.
Okay, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I already don't like it.
Good luck flying those.
You and I are going to have a movie marathon of Harry Potter.
I don't know what that is, nor do I care.
Seriously.
While the area you are in and Cygnus in and of itself is not as urban as the south side or north side or east side or west side of Chicago proper, and is far removed from the central business district of both Dawson and Riverdale, the fact that there was high-powered gunfire and low-powered, semi-automatic firing, and you all spent 40 minutes chasing down fledglings, the fact that there aren't any police present immediately causes a cold chill to run up and down everyone's spine.
I just thought of something. As that all comes together. The black light has the police in their pockets right now. What are the chances they're going to arrive any second, or already observing us?
Hence the reason why I thought it would be a good time to vacate the premise earlier.
Yeah.
All in favor of getting the fuck out of here? Bye.
We still have to load these fledglings up into my truck and then
Yeah, we don't need to leave them for blacklight. We all know what happens to fledglings that get hit by blacklight.
Not our
All right,
fault.
you don't. So it's actually quite horrifying. So we actually do things like scope out their brains, eyeballs. It's horrifying. So no, we're not leaving them.
Are any of them supposed to die at any time now?
The fledglings?
You can't tell for sure, but there's a wrongness about this place that makes you think that is the complete opposite of what should have happened to these people.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been killed, so we can either get them out of here or we can leave. Your choice. I don't care, but we're about to leave. Well, I'm about to leave in about the next 7 seconds.
Yeah, we're taking them with us as best we can. Do not stop for cops because blacklight's with them. I'm 98% certain on that.
damn, we have a bunch of bodies laying in the back of my truck. We need to cover it up. Like tarps around.
I take off my cloak, and you just see my hairstyle is literally a buzz cut. It'll be enough to cover at least a few of them.
Alright, better than nothing. Cops instantly pull us over if it's all dead bodies.
And that's why I'm going to be sitting. And that's why I'm going to be sitting on top of them. I say, kicking one of them lightly. Sorry.
As you all gather the corpses, the newly dead, once again stasis fledglings, several things happen at once. The alarms for the building, which has been going off this entire time, stop. The annoying tornado air raid horn that's been going off this entire time, stop. The fact that this room doesn't have cameras has lulled you all to a sense of security. The fact that you were safe here temporarily and it did kind of escape your mind but the silence of the alarm has become part of the background music of this moment. Ending is not the most comfortable of sounds. The place is suddenly quiet.
I immediately activate heightened senses.
I still have unseen, sense the unseen. Could I even see anything like another soul coming in or anything like that?
No, worse. Remember the maelstrom that you were watching as it sped up and shot souls out into the ether around the place? That maelstrom has congealed into just a spot of darkness.
Would I even know what that is?
Yes. Supernatural darkness. A supernatural pit of a slice of the other side, a slice of the Shadowlands here, because you all ended the ritual.
Is there a way for me to scoop it up and take it with me?
There's a way to touch death, but that would be the best of options.
Is there a way that I can put it in such a container that I can take it with me?
It's literally a permanent tear into the Shadowlands. That's what that darkness is. For you who deal with that aspect of the world, you know that that's a permanent tear. That's a permanent hole, which would allow near free and unmolested exchange from that side to this.
Okay, guys, our time to get out has passed. That's bad. Like, really, really bad.
Yeah,
I don't see anything.
I'll tell everybody there's a fucking hole in this in the space that reeks of death and some other unnatural things. I don't know a whole lot about this, but if that necromancer says we need to get out of here, we need to get out of here.
So we're burning this place to the ground, right? Will that solve anything?
That might even make it worse.
I don't think she'll ghost that way. I'm not an expert. I'm pretty sure you can't touch a ghost unless you're like a ghost yourself. So it works.
They could touch you.
Has everyone looked at the map?
Yeah.
I don't have access to it.
Okay, so you'll notice that north there are two little railroad tracks which lead out and across the river. You'll notice that south is 138th Street, and right there between where St. Mary's Church is and the Cygnus building is a little open space. That space there, from that area, from 138th Street, you hear through someone's bullhorn.
Okay, we heard none of that.
We heard a bullhorn. I mean, cut out.
Okay, everyone except for Abner hears just some gruff older guy demanding you all come out with your hands up. Abner, you hear the voice of everything that was once human in you. You hear the voice of your instructor. You hear the voice of your partner and the godfather to your son demanding you come out. You also hear the tenor of his voice and know that he is deadly serious. You all have roughly 60 seconds before there's a breach team and worse.
I say to everyone, so we're screwed if we can't get out of here immediately.
What side are we hearing this voice?
The west side of the building and south side of the building.
I'm 90% certain we're surrounded now, aren't we?
You should be surrounded, but with all that space between Cygnus and South Park, there's far too much space and far too little coverage to set up a defensive position.
Out of curiosity, can we use
I look
that.
to everyone and say, everyone, go out this particular area. I'll distract them.
Is a suicide mission?
Maybe. Go out now. If you
Well,
Out
next
of
one,
curiosity, can I walk through that place of the dead and navigate myself away from this building?
You can't physically cross over.
just
Well-
find a way out, I'll try to stall them. I say, going downstairs, covering my face with the collar of my shirt.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a cloth and cover my face. You know, cover my face to kind of look like a mask.
can I rouse to try to hidden path to get to my car?
Your car is roughly closer to 138. It would be behind the lines of that voice and their associates.
Crap. I just had to go out the other way.
Is there like-
somebody's shirt of one of the newly turned vampires? You could have bent down to my face. I'm heading out around towards my car.
Your car is back toward 138th in the parking lot.
That's why I said out and around.
Is there like a I don't know? It's a big place, so I'm thinking there might be like an hidden passage that we could kind of escape from, like a sewer, like a post-in, or like a ladder or something.
Abner
hopefully.
is currently not hearing this. He's already gone down to try to stall the
I'm
SWAT team.
Yeah, I'm asking nobody.
There isn't a postern. There's no sewage actually over here. Each lot has its own septic tank because it can't be plugged in because of how close to the river it actually is. The river, which is, little more than an eighth of a mile north of where you are right now.
Would it be possible, and I can look to the guys, to let these fledgling let loose again and let them distract the other guy? What do you guys
Well,
think?
at least they possibly meet final death instead of being tortured. Maybe this is the best path for them.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
good
I'm
with
gonna.
Okay, so everyone has their ideas and notions in mind. Let's work our way and reverse alphabetical. Kalia, hearing everything that's taking place, what is Kalia's first action?
Can the staked person hear me?
Yes.
I'm gonna lean close to it and whisper in its ear.
Okay. What are you attempting to whisper?
If you can hear me and understand me, flee south.
Freeing themselves isn't something that they could do with a stake in their chest.
I know, but everyone else seems prepared to pull out the stakes of the things. So,
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll your charisma and persuasion. And while that roll is taking place, Everett, having heard everything that's going on with the world outside and knowing your car and your truck is behind the security line around the building, what are you choosing to do?
I'm gonna tell the fledglings, I know you're hungry. There are humans outside. It'll be simple. All you have to do is cut their throats and gulp the thick, gorgeous blood. I know you want some.
So you're attempting to stoke their fires. Go ahead and roll manipulation and persuasion. Dommie, your car is clearly behind their security lines. as long as they're there, you would be attracting attention to yourself, making it to your car. What is your action hearing them out there and gauging where they are in comparison to where you parked?
I'm going to go out away from both of those parties, and I'm going to stay in the shadows, far away, maybe about 2 blocks away, and then I'm going to wait. When the gunfire starts shooting, I might make it to my car, or I'm going to call an Uber. Depends on how the situation will unfold.
Which way are you going to try to go out of the building?
You said they were covering the north and the west, right?
Not at all. I said they're predominantly on the west and south portions of the building. They do have a few people attempting to circle around so they can close the net, but right now, because of all the open space, it's a little difficult for them. You all have a few moments, few minutes, few actions before that they are able to close the complete circle around the building, as big as it is.
Northeast corridor. I'm going to try to stay out northwest and split the difference. That way they should be the furthest away from you.
Alright, go ahead and roll dexterity and stealth. David, as the driver of the POS and the truck, and you knowing approximately where they are in relation to where you all are in the building, what are you choosing to do?
I guess I think to myself, I can't save any of these fledglings. Cars are bust. With them outside, I'm gonna find a way to sneak out on foot. Maybe route back and meet up with them. I'm gonna roll hidden path.
Okay. Do you have that die pool up?
I have to rouse first, right?
Yep.
And now I just roll stealth plus obfuscate, right?
Dexterity, stealth, plus obfuscate. Yes. Because they're humans. Humans! Alright, Abner. Hearing the voice, knowing where they are roughly, what are you to do to stall?
I just walk out in what is effectively what I'm certain is suicide. Hold my hands out and say, Agent Cooper, please step forward. You cut out a lot there.
You know we don't call people out anymore. And you hear people being really, really silly, basic training falling out of their heads, as instead of the click of safeties going off, you hear someone stupidly racking bullets into place, potentially jamming their firearms, and the nervousness is clearly there. This is clearly a fresher squad than you were accustomed to dealing with.
How many of these people are how many of these individuals are new out of the academy?
Are you asking that as in scene or use?
No, I was saying that out loud. Well,
what do you want, Blank?
I'm just here to, well, distract you a little bit. But also I wanted to see my old friend. It's been way too long. I know I'm on your records. We both know it. So come on, before they start shooting. I know what they're gonna do.
Oh, he did not freak out. He actually held his composure. You hear a small inhalation, and you can tell that it is a conscience working against itself. Everything goes quiet, far too silent.
Those better be standard, by the way. If you want to kill me specifically, you're gonna need those actual bullets.
Swaying. You were supposed to embed yourself so that we could know where their leaders are, and we could do it in one fell swoop.
What are you talking about?
So the programming didn't work.
Oh. I'm a little annoyed. The fact that I know what you're talking about is annoying.
So the programming didn't work. You're as big a failure as the jackass over in O'Hare.
I mean, to be fair, I almost died of lung cancer.
We all gotta die of something.
That is a fair point. So apparently I'm supposed to be a sleeper agent? Good to know.
You weren't supposed to be asleep. Gabriella was supposed to guide you in the right direction. Where is she?
One of the fuckers killed her.
Son of a fucking bitch. Who's in there with you?
I got a few. I got 4 idiot fledglings that we just killed one of their masters. I got a few of them I'm using to help keep my cover in their society. Chances are they're gonna release them here any second, so be prepared to shoot. Don't hold back, by the way.
Don't worry about that. Fire. And bullets began ringing out. What did you do?
I hide behind the wall.
Alright. So, let's take a quick gander. Go ahead and roll your dexterity athletics. You definitely need to give me 3 to be completely uninjured, 4 to be completely out of sight. Anything less, and you will be slightly friendly perforated.
I don't have much dexterity at all, and I'm certain Cooper knows that.
Oh, well, it's gotta be good.
And I'm gonna take a lot of damage for that.
Yes, you take 2 full actual damage, not halved. As 4, 5, 6 shots tear through your undead flesh. And surprisingly, it doesn't hurt nearly as much as it did when you were living.
Ow! By the way, what would my bestial failure? We'll go to that in a second.
Alright, and while that's happening, on the north side of the building, pardon my French, David, you disappear out of sight, and you hear gunshots ring out through the night. Dommie, as you've made your out north and around the building, you hear the same thing happening. Gunshots ringing out, the building being perforated. Now, Kalia, when you and Everett pulled the stakes of those fledglings, what did you all do? Did you try to pull more than one, or did you try to release all 5?
Everett has 2 hands, so I'm guessing I'll try to use both hands to try to pull them both out, at least 2 of them, and then I'll probably just kind of, head on over to the exit.
I'll release the other three.
Okay. All right, sounds like a plan. And are you guys just going to try to sneak away, or are you just going to run screaming into the night, basically?
Sneaking. Dex and stealth? Right?
That would be the rule.
Oh shit. I'll try that.
I'll roll similar for my sneaking now, dude.
I'm gonna Bloodstones right now.
Your beast comes screaming into existence as your hunger increases.
Do I add the one for my hunger, or do I ignore it for this?
Yes, you're hungry. Yes. Always hunger, unless... And willpower, look at you. Nicely done.
I got 3 successes! Yay!
My willpower didn't do anything for me.
Sure did. It makes you mentally assaulted by how much stress, drama, and trauma you've experienced in the last few months of your life. Three. Hunger. Oh, so those cackling, mad feralness comes barreling out past you as 5 hungry, formerly hunted and afraid fledglings tear into the night towards the officers who are there to cordon off and control the supernatural in this area.
I can't let them just get killed. It's the unfortunate truth of Abner's character. He's gonna have to help. God damn it, this is gonna be painful.
Oh no, it's more than painful. Unfortunately, with them being at severe hunger, they are almost exactly and completely feral once more. The first roll that I made was for the officers outside. They have unerring aim as the kindred rush forward, being perforated, and as they fall, continuing trying to make their way, the officers continue firing.
This is gonna hurt like fucking hell. I rush forward and try to start staking them. Using my blood as best I can to heal myself as injuries become more and more. Oh god, this is gonna hurt.
Roll wits and insight before you make that action.
Okay. Hang on. Okay, 5. Okay, that's what it is. Please tell me it's a success, otherwise a bestial failure.
The kindred that rush past you will be blown to absolute smithereens. The officers outside will not stop firing until those bodies are completely ruined. If you step out there, the small bit of misaim done on purpose will not be in place. Not only will you be literally sacrificing yourself, you'll be sacrificing yourself for kindred you don't know.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm just gonna let these kindred die. How many am I certain the officers will most likely live?
Yes, the officers will live. Some of them may be put into quarantine, but the kindred, there is no way that they will be allowing these mad monstrosities loose. It's literally for them the akin to putting down a rabid animal.
Alright, perfect. I'm just gonna sit back and wait for the kindred to all die.
and with you waiting as the bullets seem to go on forever, as everyone who has managed to escape either waits and listens to the cacophonous explosion of firearms tearing through the night, we end with the uncertainties as to how many have actually made it away. Because due to not having a way to communicate with each other, no one is aware as to how many other people may have made it out of the building uninjured, based on the sheer fact that the sound of the night is once again torn with automatic gunfire and the ferocious screams of kindred in as close to actual pain as they can be. And here we end our evening's episode. Thank you all so very much for playing along and experiencing and exploring the realm of In the Shadow of the White City. I look forward to seeing you all next week for episode 5. Have a nice night, guys.
GG, good night.
Good night.
Okay. Good night.
And as soon as that robot goes away,